on the John Fredericks Radio Network and the John Fredericks Radio app. Thanks for being with us. I am your Godzilla of the truth in America, your oracle of the deplorables. And thanks for being with us again, trucking the truth across America. Our Open America Tour continuing in New Jersey today. Whacked Governor Phil Murphy won't open anything up. He says there's no metrics. It's his decision and his alone. And when he says you'll open, well then, by darn it, you'll open. That's the new dictatorial system we live in. I bet a lot of you people didn't even know the power that these governors have under these emergency orders. I had no earthly idea till all this happens. Good to have everybody with us today, live at the Starlight Cleaners in Spring Lake, New Jersey. Bob Fahey with us. He's a restaurant owner here in Monmouth County, which is on the shore, owns 3 locations. Our host, Toni Angelini Nagel, is with us from the Job Creators Network. She owns a restaurant, Spring Lake Manor. We're at her cleaners, Starlight Cleaners. She owns a party shop. She owns the whole block. It's like the Monopoly game. She has a little blue block there. She could put hotels on it.
I'm losing.
I know, right? Also with us is Assemblyman Gerry Schaffenberger. I got that?
Yeah. You got it.
So far, I'm 3 for 3. Gerry's from Monmouth County. He was a former freeholder, and he's with us also here on the John Fredericks Radio Network, trucking the truth across America. Hey, got to give a shout out, Toni, to I guess you could call it a condo-tel that I stayed in yesterday in Spring Lake called the Hewitt Wellington, which is right in Spring Lake. If you're ever here, I got to tell you that it's fantastic. Beautiful rooms and one of the most wonderful places I've stayed at, and I want to thank you, Toni, for setting that up. So if you're on the Jersey Shore, you want something that's really different and really unique, the Hewitt Wellington, Hewitt Wellington, and you're going to be good to go there. We've also got on the phone Alisha Miller, and she also owns Rocks Pubs and Grille. I want to start with the Assemblyman on this segment, Gerry Schaffenberger. I guess my question is, when you look at what Murphy's done, and he's destroyed businesses, lives, shattered, unemployment, he has no plan. His dictatorial attitude is, I mean, he got elected to serve the people, right? Some of the things he says is just frightening, that everybody's standing around and says, okay, Governor, how does a guy like this get reelected in 2021?
Well, I think a big part of the problem is voter turnout. We need to have more people come out, not just after the fact when they're complaining, but actually come out to the polls. We've had last year I think it was 27% turnout. So with that sort of participation, you're going to get people in office that you wonder how they got there. Well, that's exactly it. So you get special interest groups coming out. Everybody is sort of apathetic because things have been so bad for so long. And that's what we really need. People to come out, learn the issues, learn about the candidates, and come out and vote. And that really is what affects change.
Okay, thank you. You've got to get the only thing that these people understand is losing. That's it. These politicians only understand getting thrown out of office. If you have somebody run against Murphy that comes out now and takes a strong position, I think you got a heck of a chance to win. And I think Assemblymen like yourself, the people that have been on the front lines of advocating to reopen and for change are really going to take the Republican Party over in these various states.
Yeah, we're seeing it already. We're being contacted by people who some of them have never voted before, who are now getting engaged in the political system. They're learning how it works. They're questioning the executive orders. And I think that's what's frustrating people the most. They don't understand where these executive orders come from. They're not laws. They haven't been adopted by the legislature. So they're sort of in a netherworld there where they're bound by these executive orders that seem to come out of Trenton from nowhere, and it has a stranglehold on the business community.
First of all, Assemblyman, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Much to my chagrin, I spent the first 2 days here, Wednesday and Thursday, in Cape May, which obviously Cape May County has been devastated. I had business owners that came on very upset, just like we're getting now. But every politician I booked bailed. Every single one bailed. And the reason that I was getting was basically, didn't matter what they said, what the consensus was they didn't want to go on the air and take on Murphy. They were afraid of retribution from Murphy. And these are Republicans. And so you say to yourself, why are you here? Why bother? Is that freeholder seat that important to you? Was that state Senate seat? Mike Testa, I'm going to call him out. I came there. He was supposed to be on the show. He had 8 hours in 2 days. He didn't show, puts it off, can't make it. He lives 5 minutes away. And I basically went there for him. Co-chair of the Trump campaign in New Jersey. He bails. Drew bails. Went there for him. There's a fear that I found in Cape May of politicians standing up to your governor. What is up with that?
I don't know. And standing up on the issues and disagreeing is what it's all about. You have to be able to do that. So to be afraid, and I'm not going to speak for my colleagues in any
just
respect.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, just for me, I always try and be respectful but firm in my opposition to the ideas that I feel strongly about. And if I disagree and I have a good reason for policy disagreement, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think that's healthy. And I think we need more of it. We don't need the personal attacks. We don't need, anything outside of the realm of the things that really matter and really affect people's lives.
And you co-sponsored a bill to ensure in perpetuity that this sort of overuse of authority doesn't continue.
Right. A colleague of mine in the Assembly, Brian Bergen, had approached me about co-sponsoring a bill that would limit executive orders to 14 days. And after that, it would go to the legislature, and that would be the perfect oversight, because anything beyond 14 days really becomes, as you put it, dictatorial, where these edicts come down from Trenton.
Unbelievable.
And there's no debate, there's no discussion of it, and they seem to be formulated in the back room and sprung on people, and unfortunately they're really bound by something that they had no input on,
right,
or no say in.
Sick.
And the people in the ground, the business owners, they're the one who should really be dictating this, not the governor, who I'm not sure he really understands business. I don't think he's ever had to make a payroll. I don't think he's ever had to manage inventory in a warehouse.
But what he did is make hundreds of $millions of with Goldman Sachs, taking advantage of people in the 2008 financial crisis, where Goldman Sachs reaped the benefit of the foreclosures. They all got bonuses, and instead of going to jail for destroying millions of people's homes, lives, taking their cars away, they all made millions of dollars and ended up, he's got a house in Italy, a house in Germany. I mean, that's how he made his money. So why should anything change? Right?
Yeah, well, I'm more concerned with the guys and gals in the trenches, really, who put their heart and soul. I had a woman call my office, and she was in tears, and she said, "I've worked decades to build up my business." She owned a hair salon in one of the shore towns, and she said, "I just can't sustain this. I can't ride this out for months at a time." At first, we were told we had to flatten the curve. It's been done. It's been done 6 weeks ago. Then we had to make sure that the hospitals weren't overwhelmed. They've never been close, maybe a few close, but not there. Plenty of ventilators, so many ventilators that they actually ship some out of New Jersey. So we've hit all those benchmarks, and still the goalposts keep moving. And I think that's what's frustrating a lot of people.
Because the goalposts are moving, because the objective is to justify a mail-in ballot, which he's already done. He's already says he's going to do a mail-in ballot. So you have to keep fear and lockdowns and everybody upset to justify a mail-in ballot in order for them to keep the Congress for some of those swing seats in New Jersey. And the ultimate objective is power and get rid of Trump. That's what was driving this whole thing. Do you really think we'd be in this position if Hillary Clinton were president? Same thing happened? Think about that question.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
I don't say, right?
Yeah, I don't always like to play the what if game, but
you don't
clearly
know.
It would be different.
It would be different, no question about it. All right, you're on the John Fredericks Radio Network. We're live in New Jersey. I want to get to Alisha Miller. She owns a pub and grill on the shore called Rax. Alisha, great to have you with us.
Hi, thank you very much for having me.
Tell us what the shutdown has done to your business.
Well, there is no business. I am 47 years old now. I bought my first pub at the age of 30 on my own. I have two pub and grills now, one located in Atco, New Jersey, and one located in Williamstown, New Jersey. I had to totally shut down the Williamstown location. I'm not even doing takeout because in that area, there's just not enough volume of people to do order out. My Atco location, I do the order out, the pickup, the DoorDash, curbside, and now with this cocktails to go, which I might be one of the few people that disagree with it, but I am. I own a bar, but I am definitely against it. But I have to do it to help with any sales possible. I do a small percentage of what I pay out in having the to-go, carry-out, pick-up, etc. in my ACO location is literally does nothing for me. Mm-hmm. I am still in the negative. I open Tuesday through Saturday just to literally keep a couple of my people working. I did get the PPP, so therefore I'm paying those few people through that. But what is it really going to do for me? Honestly, I feel as though it's going to definitely, me later. I don't know how, but I know it's going to do something to me later that's not good. Passing these laws that they, say, oh, we're going to throw you a bone and let you do this. We're going to throw you a bone and let you do that. Guess what? It's really going to screw me later, like I said. My employees, I asked them if they could come back and, hey, for a couple hours and mix some cocktails to go. None of them want to come back. Well, wait, do I have to clock in? It's going to affect me. It's going to affect my unemployment. How am I going to do this? Now, how am I supposed to get to work on a daily basis with a 6 and a 9-year-old? None of these things that were put forth, nothing was thought through. They were these quick decisions to, throw us a bone to make us feel like, oh, no, we really are on your side and we're supporting you. But in reality, you're not. They're not. We have no indication of anything. Just nothing. Restaurants are opening up in Georgia, in Florida, and I believe just the other day was what state? I think it was Georgia.
Was Iowa and Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah,
okay.
Iowa's open. And Alabama's open.
Right. So what?
And Arkansas.
What is the holdup? We can take
and
precaution.
South Carolina.
And South Carolina. The holdup is your governor. The governor's your holdup.
I don't understand how.
When are you going to get him out of there?
Exactly. But why? I don't understand how it keeps going. We are stronger than this, and there are too many. Who cares? I cannot. You said something earlier, like, people are afraid to speak up. This, that, and the other.
Yep.
That is the most. That is the scariest thing that I think that I've heard yet so far. People afraid to speak up. I said, what? Didn't we just celebrate Memorial Day? Like, isn't that what this is all about?
No, but they're afraid of retribution. They're afraid of retribution, Alisha, from your governor because of these powers he has. They're scared to death, and so they just want to stay in office, I guess. Why would you be a state senator now?
That's the saddest part of it all. The discussion and the disagreements that we have, whether Republican, Independent, or Democrat, figures out the best way to actually come up with things. And for not to have a debate, an educated debate, not, dirt throwing and this, that, and the other, to come up with the best way to do things and the best way to open, the best ways to make sure that our economy survives, not to speak up. The silence, it is disgusting to me. And I cannot believe that the people that they want us to vote for them would not come forth and have a discussion. That sickens me.
I don't blame you.
I don't know
I was shocked by it.
I don't know how I'm going to make it.
Well, I think Republicans, anybody now that wants a normal life and wants to get back to their own self-determination and destiny, if you're a Republican and you don't have the moxie to stand up to this, like, why are you there? Like, what is the purpose? But this guy, your governor, is so powerful, I guess, that people are just intimidated by it. But certainly the 2 state assemblymen we have in now are not. And so I commend them for that. I want to go back to Bob Fahey, restaurant owner, Fahey Restaurant Group, Asbury Park, Manasquan, Lake Como. You just heard what Alisha Miller said. Her dream, open 2 businesses up. She's on the verge of extinction. And people don't want to stand up for her.
Yep.
Well,
Alisha, you said it perfectly. That kind of summed everything up across the state of New Jersey, not just by you or by the shore, but in Bergen County, Sussex County, all across the state. I'd also like to thank Assemblyman Schaffenberger for all his support. We need more guys like him behind the small businesses, and it's very important that your voice is being heard today. But yeah, I mean, Alisha said it perfectly. She said everything that most business owners and restaurant owners are feeling right now. So she summed it up perfectly.
It's
Thank you.
a sad state of affairs, Alisha, and keep fighting and hanging in there because I talked to my wife yesterday because I've been traveling. Obviously, I talk to her every day, but she said when this is done, this country is going to be unrecognizable because of the number of people that are just okay with having dictators tell them what to do and how to live and how many people can play golf and whether or not you can open a business and how many people you can serve, and it goes on and on and on.
Yeah, if we don't get these small businesses open soon, there's going to be boarded up businesses across the country. Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll have small town USA.
Yep,
certain towns will be boarded up.
You're right.
There's no recovery from
You're
it.
right.
So it's scary, premonition.
And you've got to fight this because it's no longer about safety. I don't care how many times de Blasio and your governor is going to go on TV. They have no metrics now that makes any sense. Their hospitals are overrun. They've not run out of ventilators. The percentage of deaths to say that the percentage of cases are up is the stupidest number. Testing is up. And there's a Stanford study that says probably 35% of the U.S. has it. So the whole thing's asinine. But again, the reason they're doing this is justify a mail-in ballot. That's the goal, guys. Their goal is to justify a mail-in ballot, and if they can do that, then the ultimate objective is to get rid of Trump. That's it. Those are their two objectives, and in order to get there, like Murphy did the other day, he's now saying, I'm going to a mail-in ballot because, hey, you can't choose between dying and voting, right? So now they're going to attempt to, through emergency decree, change the electoral system to their advantage. It's unbelievable, and people are just standing around.
Yeah, that's pretty troubling if that's the case.
You know what, John, though? The encouraging thing is they did it in California for the special election where Mike Garcia was elected.
Right.
And he won in a blowout, double-digit win for him. So even with the mail-in ballot, he still was elected. So that gives me a little hope that even that won't work. And I think there's an underlying seething anger out there.
I think so.
And, they're going to have to do more than just pull off a couple of, basketfuls of mail-in votes to really pull out elections that they wouldn't ordinarily win.
Well, I'd tell you the other thing, and you hit on the head Assemblyman Schaffenberger, is, the DNC has constructed this massive get-out-the-vote army. I mean, it is massive. I live in Virginia, as you know, and we saw it in the midterms. I mean, buses, we had 2 swing districts. We got beaten to 2 of them. Buses were coming in every day with people from all over the United States. They were putting them up in the Days Inn, 6 to a room. They have a massive operation. But that army disintegrated in Los Angeles because they're the same people that don't want to go out. They don't want to get out. So they couldn't get their people out to do any of that. It was a 21-point difference since 18. So that's the hope. Maybe they have destroyed their own army.
That's the design flaw. You have to be able to go out of the house to have a get out the vote.
You got it. Okay, we got a great panel. We've got Assemblyman Ned Thompson coming up. Everybody can stay with us. Open mic here live in New Jersey. You're on the John Fredericks Radio Network. Let me give another shout out to my hotel I'm staying at here, the Hewitt Wellington in Spring Lake. Beautiful place. Look it up. I have had a fantastic time there. If you get to Spring Lake, that's where you want to go. You're on the John Fredericks Radio Network, Truck the Truth across America. We're live in New Jersey, in Spring Lake in Monmouth County, and you spent a lot of time down here back in the day, Monmouth County, Monmouth Raceway, which is still here, and that's where I was based in Colts Neck, New Jersey. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. That's where the farm that I was at was. John Fredericks Radio Network. Stay with us. We'll be right back.